A Day in My Culture by Tiffany Jagroop. Hello everyone, my name is Tiffany Jagroop and I am an Indo-Trinidadian. My cultural background is deeply rooted in the vibrant Hindu traditions brought to Trinidad and Tobago by my ancestors who arrived from India as indentured laborers in the 19th century. Over the years, our community has seamlessly integrated into the fabric of this beautiful twin island nation, enriching it with our unique customs, festivals, and way of life. Today, I'm excited to share a glimpse into a day in my culture and how our communication styles influence conflict resolution. Our journey began in the mid 19th century. The first group arrived on May 30th, 1845, aboard the ship the Fatah Razak. These laborers were brought to Trinidad to work on sugar, cocoa, and coconut plantations, filling the labor gap left by the abolition of slavery. The journey from India to Trinidad was long and grueling, often taking several months. Conditions on these ships were cramped and challenging, with common disease outbreaks. Despite these hardships, many of the laborers chose to stay in Trinidad after their contracts ended, contributing significantly to the cultural and economic landscape of the island. Over the years, Hindu culture has seamlessly woven itself into the diverse cultural tapestry of Trinidad and Tobago, enriching it with unique customs, festivals, and ways of life. One of the most significant contributions of Hindu culture to our nation is the celebration of festivals. Events like Diwali, the Festival of Lights, and Pagua, also known as Holi, bring together people from all walks of life to revel in the joyous spirit of unity, light, and color. These festivals are not only a testament to our cultural heritage, but also serve as bridges that connect various communities, fostering mutual respect and understanding. In addition to festivals, Hindu culture has made a lasting impact on our cuisine. The mouth-watering flavors of roti, doubles, and dal, among other dishes, have become beloved staples of our culinary landscape. Furthermore, the influence of Hindu culture extends to the arts and music. Classical Indian dance forms, music, and traditional attire have added vibrant colors to our cultural canvas, enriching the artistic expressions of Trinidad and Tobago. Hindu culture also places a strong emphasis on family values, respect for elders, and the importance of education. These principles have shaped the way we interact and communicate within our communities. In times of conflict, our cultural emphasis on respect for elders, passiveness, and polite dialogue has guided us towards peaceful resolutions. In conclusion, the importance of Hindu culture in Trinidad and Tobago cannot be overstated. It has not only preserved our heritage but has also contributed to the multicultural harmony that makes our nation truly unique. As we continue to celebrate and share our cultural traditions, we strengthen the bonds that unite us as one people, embracing our diversity and cherishing the values that define us. Case study Personal. As an Indo Trinidadian, I am deeply rooted in a culture where the expectations of elders play a significant role in shaping one's future. My parents, like many in our community, hold strong beliefs about the importance of respect and obedience. They expect me to follow their guidance without argument or discussion. They have meticulously charted a path for me, emphasizing the importance of completing my education and obtaining a degree, diploma, or higher education. The ultimate goal they have set for me is to pursue a prestigious career such as becoming a doctor or engineer. This pattern of expectations is not unique to my parents alone. It is a common sentiment among the elders in my family. They collectively hold high aspirations for the younger generation, believing that success and honor come from adhering to the plans laid out for us. In this context, any deviation from their prescribed path is often seen as a sign of disrespect. Therefore, we are encouraged to willingly embrace their visions for our lives, even if it means sacrificing our personal dreams and desires. This cultural dynamic can be challenging to navigate as it requires balancing the desire to hold on our elders with the pursuit of our own passions and individuality. However, it is a fundamental aspect of our identity and heritage, shaping not only our futures, but also the way we relate to and interact with our families and community. Cultural influence on communication and conflict resolution. Hindu culture profoundly shapes communication and conflict resolution among Indo Trinidadians. Respect for elders is paramount, deeply ingrained in the fabric of our interactions. This value means that when we communicate, especially in discussions involving conflict, there is an emphasis on deference and politeness towards older family members. Elders are often seen as the ultimate authority, and their opinions and decisions hold significant weight. They maintain an assertive style of communication, and any form of disrespect towards them is considered a grave offense, reinforcing the importance of maintaining harmony within the family unit. The importance placed on honoring our elders shapes our interactions and behaviors, reinforcing the bonds of family and community. For instance, when a disagreement occurs, younger family members often defer to the judgment of their elders, seeking their counsel and wisdom. This hierarchical structure ensures that conflicts are addressed with a sense of reverence and tradition, preserving the cultural integrity and harmony of the family. Another example is relationships during teenage years. These are heavily discouraged, especially for the women in the family. The concept of dating or having a boyfriend at a young age is not only frowned upon, but also subjects the individual to ridicule and judgment. This cultural norm stems from the belief that such behavior brings shame and dishonor to the entire family. Consequently, young women are often expected to uphold the family's reputation by adhering to these traditional values. This expectation of strict adherence to cultural norms regarding relationships also influence communication and conflict resolution. When young individuals, particularly women, face societal pressures regarding their relationships, they must navigate these cultural expectations delicately. Some tend to become passive in their communication as they believe it is not worth the disagreement or argument. Open communication about romantic interests may lead to conflict within the family as it may be perceived as a challenge to the established norms. In such situations, the approach to resolving these conflicts typically involve private, respectful conversations with elders, seeking their understanding and attempting to reconcile personal desires with cultural obligations. The societal pressures and expectations placed on individuals, particularly young women, underscore the significance of maintaining cultural integrity and familial honor. Navigating these cultural influences requires a delicate balance between personal desires and the collective expectations of the community. In this context, adhering to cultural norms is seen as a way to preserve the heritage and values that have been passed down through generations. Overall, the influence of Hindu culture on communication and conflict resolution among Indo Trinidadians is profound, shaping the way in which we interact, resolve disputes, and maintain familial and societal harmony. How culture shapes communication and conflict resolution. As an Indo Trinidadian, our culture has profoundly shaped our communication styles and approaches to conflict resolution. In the past, communication within our community was often challenging, and conflict resolution was not always effective. As society has modernized, so too has our approach to communication and resolving disputes. Historically, communication in our culture tended to be aggressive, especially among the elders. Younger generations, on the other hand, often adopted a passive style. This dynamic created a volatile environment with little effective conflict resolution. Disputes were either met with aggression or handled calmly in the presence of elders, reflecting the hierarchical nature of our cultural interactions. However, there has been a significant shift in recent times. The younger generation has embraced a more assertive style of communication. They acknowledge the desires and expectations of the older generation, but also find ways to pursue their own goals and aspirations. This shift has resulted in a more balanced approach to communication, where both respect for elders and personal autonomy are valued. As a result, our culture has become less rigid and more open to opinions and desires of the younger generation. This change has fostered a more positive and constructive environment for conflict resolution. The younger generation's assertiveness has helped bridge the gap between tradition and modernity, allowing for a more effective communication and resolution of disputes. In essence, the evolution of our communication styles and conflict resolution approaches reflect a growing harmony between cultural traditions and contemporary values. This transformation highlights the adaptability of our culture and its ability to embrace change while preserving the core principles that define us as Indo Trinidadians. Thank you for listening to my presentation.